Hi, welcome to Body Peak Supplements. So today we're going to be talking about pre-train supplements. Now, this is going to be a bit of an eye-opener to everybody. Pre-train supplements do not give you energy. They give you the euphoric feeling and the artificial feeling of energy. Now, before we go any further, I'm not saying that pre-train supplements are a bad thing. I'm just saying don't get confused about what they do. Don't fall into the hype of the marketing. They will give you the feeling of energy, and you have great workouts with them, and this is why I never say it's a bad thing. Sometimes our body needs them. But do they truly give you energy? The answer is no. Now, before we go any further, before you start to think, yeah, but I feel like I always get energy when I use pre-train supplements. It's true, you get the illusion that you do, and let me explain why. What are the body's true sources of fuel? I mean, if your car needs energy, you need to give it fuel. So what is the fuel source of the human body? What does the human body use for fuel? The first thing is glucose in the blood. The second thing is carbohydrates, which then get broken down into glucose in the blood. So again, we're kind of going back on the same thing. Or stored body fat, we use that as a fuel source. Worst case scenario, we even use proteins to be recycled back into glucose to be used by fuel for the human body. Now, if this was my pre-train supplement, does your pre-train supplement have a lot of sugar in there? No. Does your pre-train supplement have any fat in there to be used for fuel? No. So there actually isn't any of the real fuel sources that the human body needs in pre-train supplements. So where do we get the energy from? We get the energy from two different sources. The first source is caffeine. The second source is 1,3-dimethylamine, or different versions of that, geranium, etc. So what we're going to be talking about today is how does this caffeine and 1,3-dimeth actually stimulate the body to give us the illusion of producing energy. Okay, so this is how caffeine works. First, understand that there's a molecule in our brain called adenosine. And what adenosine does, holds the information that, hey, you need to actually shut down and sleep. So when it actually goes into the receptor site closes, takes in this information, and then your body shuts down. Well, what caffeine does is caffeine can actually fit inside there as well. So when we actually drink a lot of caffeine and put caffeine into our system, caffeine goes in, caffeine closes, and now the adenosine that's meant to be telling your body, hey, I need you to calm down, your body doesn't pick this up. So your body just goes. And this is how caffeine gives you energy. So it's actually not real energy derived from a food source or a fuel source. Your body doesn't actually create energy the way it's supposed to. It's actually an artificial trick into producing energy inside the human body. The other thing that caffeine does is obviously just stimulate our adrenal glands. So it stimulates our adrenal glands, and it actually makes our adrenal glands want to function more efficiently, go into the fight or flight response to produce cortisol and a whole range of other things as well. So it dramatically increases your adrenal glands, and your adrenaline is what gives you the energy. So the other active ingredient in there is 1,3-dimethylamine, which is very similar to speed, or some sort of amphetamine. It stimulates your central nervous system, and that's how you get your energy out of it. Obviously, it's nowhere near as strong as speed or amphetamines or anything like that, but it's along those sort of lines. I mean, it stimulates your CNS, and this is where you get your energy from. The other thing to also think about is that it's a vasoconstrictor. So what it does is actually takes your pump away from your body, takes away the bloodstream, dramatically elevating blood pressure levels and things of that nature. So this is where you get your energy from. So basically what I'm trying to tell you in this video is your body's fuel source is ATP, sugar, glucose, fat. This is what we eat. This is what we put in our body that gives our body energy to function. Pre-trained supplements don't have any of these things. Now, does that necessarily make it a bad thing? No, I always use a pre-trained supplement specifically just on my legs day, just to give myself that extra boost and that kick. But it's not a type of supplement that you want to be consistently using all the time, because it will actually hinder your body from performing at its peak and doing what it's meant to be doing.